Okay guys, welcome to episode 3 with Sydney. If you have not watched the previous episodes, I'd highly recommend going back and watching those first. On to this one. Now that we've gotten through the basics of teaching Sydney how to get to each position, how to respond to the leash or the e-collar pressure, now we start to add some duration and some distractions. So as you can see in this video here, I'm kind of working with her on maintaining her down and some sit commands, trying to be all goofy and distracting, and she's starting to get it there. So we start adding a bunch of stuff, and then we also start going out in public. So here we go off to Home Depot. We go lots of different places. This day particular, we went to Home Depot, and we just start running her through all the commands that she already kind of knows. It's a whole different picture when we're out in public. She's got to kind of deal with higher distractions. There's all kinds of noises, different people, different dogs, and we expect the same obedience as what she already knows. We just have to work through all these different scenarios so that she understands, hey, it's all the same rules that it was back, in the training room or the training field, and now we're gonna make sure everything is working smoothly out in public here. So we eventually want to wean her off of helping her so much. So I'm trying not to use the leash too much. I'm trying to not use the e-collar so much, and I'm leaning more so on a higher consequence when she doesn't do something that she knows. So for example, when we're walking and I tell her to sit and she doesn't sit, I'm gonna maybe give her a little bit of a higher e-collar correction on that. So now that we're walking through right here, she's a little bit unsure of the shopping cart. She's a little excited, a little curious, and she gets a little squirrely there. So we're just working on the heel position here, and here we go again. We're walking past the scary cart. Oh my gosh, look at that. And bam, I'm going to reward her for that because that time was a lot better. So yeah, we just continue to work her through, try to find things that she might be a little worried about and unsure, and we just help her through some of those positions. Here we got another guy walking through. I believe she's going to kind of be a little afraid of him as he kind of walks right towards her. She gets a little excited, and then, made a little mistake there. No problem. I just repeat the command and put her back down. Of course, we love to reward the dogs as well. We want to make sure they're in good spirits and get paid for all their hard work. Then we start to amp it up and go off leash. So this is where the training really gets tested. So we take away that leash control, and now we expect her to kind of stay with us and be under control. And she has to go through this process because a lot of dogs know when that leash is on, and as soon as you unhook it, they just go running and go crazy. So you have to go through this proofing of, hey, just because the leash is off and you have more freedom doesn't mean you can just go off and do whatever you want. So right here, we're kind of working through everything, testing her out. I got the ball out, trying to get her to get out of the down. And we just keep going through all this kind of same stuff, just repetitions, lots and lots of repetitions. And we try to go to different places and get her exposed to a lot of different scenarios. Here she's learning on the scary moving cart, and put her up on a place command, and she's got to stay there until she's released. And at first she was a little hesitant on this cart, so we spent a little time getting her more comfortable. And then as you can see, she hops right up there and stays put. She knows what she's supposed to do. So I go out of sight a little bit, give her 30 seconds to a minute, and then come on back and give her a nice recall here at the end. So now that we've gone through, we've brought her out in public, we've tested her out, we just keep rinse and repeat and get those reps in, making sure she really understands all the rules. And then we start to kind of hold her more accountable for all the things that she does know. We, up the distraction levels, the duration. So like here, I'm using my 2 personal dogs to help with training, and she's learning, hey, just because these 2 are amped up and excited doesn't mean you can just kind of go off and do your own thing. You got to stay right with us. So we practice a lot of that. I had a little extra time, so I was able to do some of these fun kind of videos, walking all 3 of them, off leash, out in public. And as you can see here, we still have the control, so I can release them, and then immediately I set down, and they all hit the floor. And then I can recall them back into the heel, and then off we go again, off we're walking. So this is what it's like, guys. We get through all the training, you make it reliable, you hold them accountable, you make good to be good, you make bad to be bad, and consequences are always followed through no matter what. And the result is something like this. You get nice off-leash dogs living their best lives, and I would absolutely love to help you reach your goals. So feel free to reach out, send us an email, and let's get started with some training.